So Huck has broken out while I was weed eating, and he's just gonna go right on down the road. Huck! 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 Get back over here. You're the leader of this wacky pack. You're not going back to Plum Grove. Come on. You're not going to Plum Grove. You're staying here. This is embarrassing. Hey folks, I'm Lester. I'm the new neighbor here in town. They call me Longhorn Lester, and for good reason, because I do not do very well with goats. And yeah, this is my place here behind me. This is just me dragging my goat back home. Yeah, don't mind me. I'm just a guy carrying his goat home. This ought to be interesting. There we go. Hello. We're home. Well, good morning, folks. It's Lester here, and I'm over at Longhorn Lester's. I'm here early this morning. I'm going to come out and cut some grass. We're going to come by and take a look at the cows, see how they're doing. I want to go down and show you the driveway there at the entrance where we've done all of the landscaping. That's still a work in progress, but I tell you what, I got all the plants in the ground. It's looking real nice. We're going for mulch today, and I think it's going to kind of boom, make everything stand out. So y'all join me on that. So I've been talking to my younger son, Lex, a whole lot about doing some chores this summer and learning to help his dad out around the farm. And today we're going to start lesson number 1 here at Longhorn Lester's. I've mowed almost all of the grass. I come up over here and mowed alongside the hill, along the ledge, the prayer place. I've mowed across on the other side. But what I've done is I've left a small patch right over here. I love L.E. with all of my heart. I do. But I'll tell you what happened whenever L.E. was around 10. His mom and I divorced. We went our separate ways. And his mom moved back to the city. I stayed there in the country. And so even though I know that is a really good age to start teaching kids, how to become responsible, giving them chores, teaching a young man how to be a man, I take complete responsibility of not doing those things with L.E. I try to justify it by saying that I was always afraid that when L.E. came over on our weekends, I did not want to bog him down with chore after chore after chore, with fence building and gate repairs and all of the things that, farm life requires. Of course, he could feed the dog and he could, put out water and things like that, but I never gave him jobs to do like on a regular basis. L.E. is 22 now, and even though he's done a really fine job in school, he's never given his teachers or principals any problems whatsoever. He's excelled in academics. He's, doing well in college. L.E. does not like to work necessarily. He doesn't like to work. He can play basketball all day. He can get out there and sweat and work his tail off in any kind of sport event. But as far as, doing chores and doing things around the house, he doesn't really like to. And it's always been like pulling teeth to get L.E. to help me do jobs. And so this is no knock on L.E. So do not waste your time in the comments by knocking my son. This is my son we're talking about, and it's me to blame. However, what I'm going to do is, and I've made a pledge that this summer, Lex being 10 now, I'm going to give him jobs to do. And those jobs are going to be here at Longhorn Lester.
So some big things are happening this summer. Lex is learning how to mow. And not only is he going to learn how to mow, he's going to learn a lot about what it takes to, in the words of Lester, be a man. I took that a little bit further and said, how about we teach life skills? So this morning, we started with some grocery shopping, and now Lester's teaching him how to drive the lawnmower. Now, this doesn't mean that Lex has to mow the lawn this summer or anything like that, but it's important that he knows how. Lex is 10 and a half. I can tell you that Lester and I were doing a whole lot of things at 10 and a half, and you know what? It built a lot of character. It's kind of neat that to get, I don't want to call it a do-over, but a second round. You know, I only had Xander. And while my focus was absolutely teach life skills and all the things that you need to know and about experiences and not just keeping up a home, but travel and people and worldly things, I do feel like that I missed out on some of the fun times, and there could have been a better balance. And I worked a lot, and that sucks.
All right, so what we're doing now is just getting him used to driving. There's no blade engagement. Right now, he's just kind of getting used to what it looks like and feels like to drive the zero turn. I moved the seat as far as I could forward. I wanted him just to drive around a little bit and get used to it. This is our main tree, and he's gonna learn the spiral technique, where he'll go around and around it, getting a little bit wider and wider each time to make sort of a pattern. Now he'll go a little bit wider than the first time, and he'll also blow all of the leaves and stuff towards the tree where I can rake them a little bit easier. Look at him. So his spiral is getting a little bit larger and larger each time he circles around. I told him that will also help eliminate some of the different little turns and stuff that he normally might have to do. It'll keep a nice little pattern. And he was concerned about the little bricks. I said, you'll never have to get that close. Your dad will always weed eat. Now, of course, over time, as he gets more skilled and he begins to develop and he learns what he's doing, then I'll let him get closer and closer in doing things that are a little bit, that require a little bit more skill. That little mini chainsaw was the best thing ever invented for guys like me.
Guys like you, why? Because I do the job then?
That, well, that's because women like her can do jobs that normally guys like me would have to do. I am completely joking. Let's see how she's gonna get this big one down though. Look at her. That's a mini chainsaw. Seriously, best invention of ever. Timber! Y'all watch how dumb this is gonna be. These goats have 10 acres of stuff just like this to eat on. 10 acres. They've come up during the heat of the day to rest here in the shade. But now watch. I'm gonna throw these limbs over. Now I want to remind you, they have 10 acres of stuff just like this. Woo, look at the excitement. Oh boy. Oh my God, it's heaven. Utopia. We're in utopia. Guys, please do me a favor and look out behind us. Utopia. It's like manna from heaven. Even though they can't see the blessings all around them. And how many of y'all kind of feel that same way with a lot of people? Hey, I'm just as guilty as the next guy. You have blessings all around you, and yet sometimes you don't realize what you got. And these little goats, here they come. Man, they're just munching away. Their leader says, come on, let's go while the getting's good. And they all jump up out of their resting spots. Now, granted, they've been eating all day, guys. They've been out there they've been eating amongst that creek, this exact same kind of stuff all day. And I throw over a few limbs that Jamie cuts, and all of a sudden, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to him. No, sir. No, sir. No, that is a really bad thing. Guys, hold on. That is a really bad thing, Mr. Huck. That makes me worried so much. Guys, that makes me worry so much. No, sir. Friends, why? Maybe if I had not been here, I know you're thinking, okay, thank you, God, 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 thank you, God. Friends, I come down to weed eat, and look who Mr. Huck stuck his head through there Now, I didn't think he could get his head through there. I did not think he could put his head through there. Oh, my Lord.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that. So, look, can we talk about one thing real fast? Walk over here with me real fast. Come here. So, there was one thing I want to talk to you about. Come over here. I see you. I see that look on your face. Hold on, look. I see this look on your face, and I see this right over here. Could you tell me in your own... Could you tell me what happened right there?
I turned too quick.
Oh, you turned a little bit too sharp. Okay. I'd already mowed this area, so you didn't have to even mow over here. And so what I'm going to do, son, is I will come by first and mow all of the dangerous, kind of treacherous areas. I'll mow the ridge, so you never have to go over there. I'll fix it, but I'll fix those. I'll mow alongside here. I'll even come by here and weed eat these things. So I'm only going to leave you the larger parts of the pasture to mow, okay? Mm-hmm. Every Saturday. You got this?
Every Saturday?
Every Saturday through the summer months. High five me.